Hey, 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 Bonyana Combine, Bopajane, Bopaja. Bonyana Combine, Bopajane, Bopaja. Bonyana Combine, Bopajane, Bopaja. Bonyana Combine, Bopojane, Bopojane. Hey, 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 Could I please invite Auntie Sherilyn to do our welcome to country?
Elders, dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, students, and of course the children. Nagambi Nayagan, Anishaz. I am a local Dharawal elder, for those of you that don't know me. On my mum's side of the family, I'm Kamilaroi. And on my dad's side of the family, I'm from the Yuin Nation, a place called Walliga Lake, right down the coast. My heritage runs right up and down the coastline. Yulunga, 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 welcome. As we all gather here today, let us pay respect to the land, the water, and the skies. We gather here today on Dharawal country at the University of Wollongong, a place that sits below Gira, Mount Kira, a very, very significant site to our people. The mountains that protect us and look after us. I'm so excited to be invited here today as we gather here at this place, a place where my ancestors would have gathered, collecting the necessary water and food and resources for their survival, and handing down their knowledge of country so that all of us could go forward, handing down their knowledge and their wisdom to all the young ones. Graduates, just as my elders have handed down their knowledge and their wisdom to the young ones for thousands and thousands of years, your parents, your teachers and professors here at the university have worked tirelessly to educate themselves so they could hand down their knowledge and their wisdom to you all, so that you may go forward well educated in your journey. Congratulations for making it. I thank each and every one of you for all your hard work. I am proud of you all. You will take this country forward. It doesn't matter what you choose to do in your journey. You will play a continuing role in carrying on this country. I thank you for that, and again, I congratulate you for all your hard work. I pay respect to the elders that have passed, elders that gather here, and all the elders of country. I acknowledge and pay respect, of course, to the children of this country, for they will be the future elders and leaders of our country. We gather here on Yuin Nation, Dharawal land, land of the Dharawal people, the Wadi Wadi people and Alauri, but land of all others that have made this country their home. Dharawal land that extends from Greater Sydney in the north to Picton in the west, and south right down to the Shoalhaven River. It takes in Moss Vale, Kangaroo Valley, and of course all of the Illawarra. Let me now talk to you a little bit about our country, where we all can be proud and acknowledge and pay respect to all of our rich culture and our history. My people guided the newcomers, European invasion and settlement, down through the mountain, the Throsby Track, in 1815. Darul country was then, and still is, rich in culture and history. Our people arrived in canoes at the mouth of Lake Illawarra, carrying with them the cabbage tree palm, the Darawal. It is this palm that our country is named after and our people. We identify as fresh, bitter water and saltwater people, depending on, of course, where you occupied, over the mountain or down the coast. My people have travelled all over this country. Us coastal groups, well, we were keen fishermen and women. Some of our totems are the magpie, the amazing lyrebird, the pelican, the black duck, and munda, the red-belly black. We have lived here and we have enjoyed the fruits of our land for thousands and thousands of years. Evidence of our movements and occupation can be seen along the coast at all our midden sites throughout this district. The land around us is rich in culture. Here in the Illawarra, we are very, very fortunate, all of us, because we have two declared Aboriginal places, Sandon Point and Bellambi Point. And hopefully, if I can persuade government, we will have a third. For our mountain, Mount Gira, will be declared an Aboriginal place. Some of the other midden sites are Belmore Basin, Bellambi Point, Sandon Point, Red Point, Hill 60, Windang Island, and Bass Point. We have lived and we have studied Mother Earth since the Altaringa, the dream time. But as we all gather here today on this very, very special occasion, we must all remember the history of our country, the history that belongs to each and every one of you. If you have decided to live here, bring your little ones up here and make this country your home, then the history of this country belongs to you all. We as Aboriginal people are proud that we are part of your history, but it is your history. And therefore, we must remember the struggles and the pain and suffering, the stolen generation. Let us all work together, supporting and caring for one another, making this country a great place for all of us to live in and share. We have always looked after Mother Earth, and I want to thank each and every one of you here today for playing your part in nurturing and taking care of country. If our paths should cross again, I look forward to yarning up with you all and celebrating our journey and our country together. Live each season as it passes. Breathe the air, drink the drink, taste the fruit, and know that Mother Earth provides for us all. I thank all of you for listening to me today. I wish you all a safe, happy and healthy journey. Enjoy your graduation. Once again, this auntie wants to say how proud I am of each and every one of you graduates, for you have put in the time to be able to make this country a huge success and carry her forward. Thank you. Have a great day. Walawani.
Good morning. My name is Professor David Currow. I'm the Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Research and Sustainable Futures at the University of Wollongong. I'm thrilled to be your Master of Ceremonies today. I would like to acknowledge our Indigenous Strategy Unit and our local Aboriginal community. Their leadership has brought to life a vision for an inclusive, reconciled and united Australia through this graduation ceremony, where we recognise that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples are the knowledge holders of country. As part of today's celebration, we bring focus to the themes of the artwork Cultural Healing by artists Auntie Lorraine Brown and Auntie Narelle Thomas from the Kumadichi United Aboriginal Corporation. You will see this artwork all around you on your graduation booklets as part of the stage design and in various other contexts. We hope to continue learning from and building a deeper understanding of this cultural wisdom. Thank you to everyone here today for joining us on this special occasion. Before we begin, I just ask that you turn your mobile phones to silent. The university is extremely proud of our graduates, and we are immensely excited to celebrate your achievements today. We also congratulate family and friends who have supported our graduates on their journey. Graduation Day is always a happy and poignant time, not only for graduates, but also for the university. Seeing our students ready to set out into the world, celebrating their successes, their hard work and their accomplishments is a moment of immense pride for the entire academic community. As a cohort, you share in a unique education experience which happened in an unprecedented time in our history. So much has changed in recent years, and like many parts of the community, universities had to undertake rapid innovation, particularly in teaching and learning. So today, I'd like to acknowledge your resilience, dedication, and commitment to your goals and your ambitions to make our community and the world a better place. Please join me in congratulating our graduates. Would you all now please stand for an instrumental version of the Australian National Anthem. Please be seated. I would now like to introduce the Chancellor, the university's highest official, Michael Still, to give the congratulatory address.
Thank you, Professor Currow. Graduates, families, friends, supporters all, a very warm welcome to this graduation ceremony. My name is Michael Still. I'm the Chancellor of the University of Wollongong, and as the presiding officer, I am honoured to be here with you today. it is truly one of the highlights of my role to celebrate with you this great milestone. Could I begin, though, by thanking Auntie Sharon for such a lovely, warm and informative welcome to country. And I too pay my respects to Aboriginal elders past and present and acknowledge their continued spiritual and cultural connection to the lands on which the University of Wollongong campuses are located. As I look out over this magnificent sea of gowns, which I can just see in the dark, I congratulate each and every one of you, our graduating students. You are the very reason that we do what we do. Graduation is a very, very special occasion for us, all the teaching and professional staff, for your family, your supporters, but especially for you, our graduates. Many of you are first in family to graduate from university, and this is something that is exceptionally special. Many have had to move away from their home to study. Others have overcome significant personal challenges. Whatever your story is, today marks a tremendous achievement. This ceremony is the culmination of years of hard personal sacrifice and commitment. And I hope you feel a deep sense of pride and will take this moment to reflect on your achievements and how far you have come. Of course, a time for celebration is important, and I hope you will soak up every moment of it. But I also emphasise that today is not a conclusion. A beginning it is, with endless possibilities that lie ahead for you. I hope that each of you capture these feelings of pride, hope and anticipation for the future, and take them with you as you leave this university. Graduation is also an opportunity to thank those who made your achievements possible. Your family, your friends, your mentors, your supporters, your teachers, of course. This is a very special moment for all of them too, and I'm sure they are extremely proud for how far you have come. Today, we acknowledge the important role they have played and invite them to share in your success. So, graduates, I wonder whether we could take a moment, stand in our places, face our supporters, our families, and give them a hearty round of applause in thanks for all that they have done for us. Thank you. So, treasure today. As you travel through life, you'll remember it fondly. As we celebrate your individual triumphs, let's also reflect on the collective strides we have made as an institution in fostering equity and access in higher education. As some of you will know, the recent Australian Universities Accord focuses on breaking down barriers and ensuring that education remains a beacon of hope for all. At Wollongong University, we are proud to champion initiatives that expand access to learning for underrepresented groups. As our data shows, each year we have more students proudly identifying as Indigenous, not only beginning their studies, but graduating. And UOW Medical School graduates are 1.5 times more likely to work in rural areas than those from other medical schools, and this is important. These are numbers that we can be proud of. We are looking forward, of course, to our 50th anniversary next year with great excitement. It will be an occasion where we are reminded that the global influence that UOW has developed, a beacon of excellence with international footprint that spans continents and cultures. Between our campuses along the shores of Wollongong and our growing presence abroad, in the United Arab Emirates, Hong Kong, China, Malaysia, Singapore, and soon in India's Gift City, we have a community of over 35,000 students, 185,000 alumni from almost 200 countries. Our success as an institution is seen through our wonderful graduates, our people, and especially our valued partnerships, locally, regionally, and internationally. Together we are working to solve the big questions facing society, and we strive for a better quality of life for future generations, wherever they are. And today you're joining the vast community of UOW graduates. I hope you'll cherish this family connection, and I hope it will be a lifelong and enjoyable commitment to you, whether through further study or as a proud UOW ambassador. As much as it is possible, I encourage you to maintain this connection with the university and your fellow graduates. The relationships you have formed during your time here will be invaluable in the years to come. The completion of your studies at UOW places you amongst the most employable graduates in Australia and perhaps in the world. The success of our graduates is one of the many reasons our university enjoys such a strong reputation and is indeed ranked amongst the top 1% of universities globally. I hope that you will forever feel proud to be a part of this, your university, with its outstanding reputation spanning the globe. The transformation that you make today from student to graduate is a significant opportunity to establish your priorities. Take stock and focus on your future while also leveraging all that you have learned, both academically and about life, during your time here. As you embark on the next chapter of your journey, may you carry forth the lessons learned, the friendships forged, and the dreams ignited during your time here. Remember, you are not just graduates, you are future leaders. You are innovators, you are change makers. You are poised now to leave your mark on the world. It has been our great pleasure and our great privilege to have witnessed and played our part in your growth. The world awaits you, and I have every confidence that you will rise to meet its challenges with courage, compassion, and curiosity. I also encourage you to set your sights high. Generate lofty goals for yourselves. Work towards something you believe in. Be passionate. Do not be lukewarm, because when you find your purpose, you will find your place. And finally, fight narrowness wherever you find it in the world. It will be your great contribution to mankind. Again, my very best wishes and congratulations to each of our graduates. May you have a very happy and memorable graduation day, and thank you for making us proud.
Thank you, Chancellor. It is now my great pleasure to commence the presentation of graduates. I now introduce the Associate Dean International, Professor Philip Ogunbona, to present the graduates to the Chancellor for the Faculty of Engineering and Information Sciences.
Thank you, Professor Carroll. It is my great pleasure to be here celebrating with our graduates today. We are very proud of what you have achieved, and I wish you my personal congratulations. With the graduates who are to be presented with undergraduate and postgraduate awards from the Faculty of Engineering and Information Sciences, please stand. Chancellor, I present to you the graduates to receive awards from the Faculty of Engineering and Information Sciences.
In the name of the Council, and by my authority as Chancellor, I confirm your admission to the awards for which you have qualified.
Graduates, please be seated.
Sawin Anton Delania Fernando Nilapage. Vitya Karan Parameshwaran. Jai Nicholas Brancato. Christopher Androutsopoulos. Zara Bandukwala. Parikshit Patarai. Liam Daniel Bubb. Brandon Cha. Ngai Chun Fu. Isaac Leon Gisaitis. Justin Govansha. Matthew Thomas Greening. Nanda Kumar Karumatil Sunil. Muhammad Ridwan Khalid. Nguyen Hong Hai Dang Lu. Mahmoud Nale. George Panasetis. Luke Sanger. Gaurav Adash Santosh. Philip Thomas. Adrian Vergen. Huang San Vu. Huan Wei Wang. Kyle Patrick Williams. Joel Wright. Zhenxi Shang. Nur Diana Binte Afendi. John Algie. Jeffrey Oliver Boswell. Barrett Bujak. George Marcus Bull. Eloise Valentina Corona. Thomas Demchevsky. Ethan Wade Dharma. Megan Dickey. Sarah Eady. Leon Fan. Denver Noel Gannon. Wei Chuan Hao. Jason John Hintz. Daniel Horton. Nathan Hunter. Charlie Johnson. Kim Michelle Miller. Min Tut Nyat. Hui Min Nguyen. Hu Min An Nguyen. Damon Farrell O'Neill. An Seong Ong. David Liam Pollock. Ali Saleh. Jody Sundra. Dean Serbanowski. Jesse Reese Surridge. Ivan Su Wei Xian. An Quan Tran. Thomas Edwin Dixon. Matthew John Kolega. Tran Phuc An Nguyen. Daniel James Mayo. Gemma Ann Shepherd. John Elijah Southam. Taylor John Wood. Wasim Wada Adil Adil. Novin Angshi Ping. Jackson Gregory Butler. Danyan Corby. Ethan Andrew Don. Samir El Khalou. Yi Tong Fu. Boon Wei Donovan Ho. Han Tai Min Huang. Tian Yi Hu. Japneet Singh. Sarah Kurachi. Yusheng Liu. Ujwal Maharjan. Austin Meinen. Lachlan Nolan. Sneha Lakshmi Radhakrishnan. Jojo Rainsey. Siraita Shah. Ruo Shu Shen. Jamie Thorncraft. Chen Di Xie. Ji Li. Andriana Nomoski. Jack Alexander Wason. Nicholas Peter Anthony Headley. Kezia Rachel Humphreys. Kylie Annette Taylor. Nadine Joan Jacobs. Joshua Lars William Johansson. Samuel Noakes. Noah Samuel Brown. Joshua Kinnear. Justin George Vella. Alexander Jovanovich. George Al-Halabi. Morgan Campbell Miller Allen. Oday Musa Ahmad Awad. Reese Blanche. Samuel Bloor. James Bowden. Sean Michael Fisher. Wade Garron. Joshua Gregory. Cooper Harris. Yoon Wang Ho. Cody John William Jeffrey. Anthony Coorey. Jake Carl Lukovich. Patrick Christopher Loy. Alan William Maddock. Timothy McDonald. Thomas James Payne. Lachlan Daniel Picker. Ryan Power. James Peter Stefanu. Dean Turvis. Nicholas Anthony Vosnakis. Kane Whitelaw. Joshua Matthew Woods. Sarah Grace Zia. Josiah Adonis. Hassan Abbas Hassan Al-Lawati. Diego Luis Alvarez. Hassan bin Anis. Johannes Leonard Badi. Jared Bedford. Cameron Luke Biggs. Lachlan Booth. Nathan Emilio Boscaro. Jack Boyd. Harrison Brisger. Connor Butcher. Caleb Shane Burns. Jared Kabor. Mitchell James Kaiser. Luke Michael Chase Dunlop. Jet Cheadle. Lucy Marguerite Cliff. Lachlan Cocker. Laura Margaret D'Alessandro. Callum Stewart Davies. Vinura Shalin de Silva. Huang Hue Din. Connor Doherty. Joel Duncan. Victoria Rachel Finlayson. Mohamed Kharaibe. Matthew Gigliotti. Luke James Graham. Ibrahim Hage El Hage. Nathan Peter Hawkins. Joshua Hines. Eric Edward Eugen Hills. Ryan Hollis. Demir Issa. Ewan Reese Jones. Jeremy Francis Jones. Donald Cameron Kerr. Danny Amir Nuri Kalka. Tristan Aidan Clower. Dimitri Komninos. Michael Kerry Kyriakoudis. Stephanie Law. Lachlan Richard Marr. Daryl Amur Maningding. Dylan Mesiti. Matthew Malone. Charlton Flynn Newell. Jared Michael Nichols. Sajiv Nirmal Kumar. Nimru Mehara Paningala Kamage. Meg Elizabeth Pierce. Teoni Tejada Pereira. Dimitri Nico Reed. Benjamin Reynolds. Cooper Reynolds. Christopher Len Ryan. Ivan Rybakov. Numan Sajid. Noah Sarkis. Nicholas Edward Schofield. Liam Albert Shearsby. Nathan James Smith. Lachlan Jonathan Tate. William McCartan Turner. Abram Matthew Unicombe. Tyler Van Duyn. Le Tung Vu. Jaden Thomas Webb. Jacob Anthony Ziparo. Reese Blackledge. Mohammed Juhair Alam Chowdhury. Jackson Cunningham. Michael Natale Kunzolo. Harrison Robert Hendicott. Kyle Jordan Hasler. Benjamin Kowalski. Luca Lakic. Alec Hendrik Lanstra. Georgia O'Neill. Liam Alfonsi Penklis. Bronte Elizabeth Pike. Shakif Aziz Turjo. Ethan Samper. Alex Edmund Pavia. Dan Lachlan Osgood. Bailey Dylan Adams. William Binney. Joshua Susanto Cornford. Lauren Blasey. Hakon van Britt. Thomas Anthony Maud. Aaron Ryan. Hayden Welsh. Rebecca Brown.
Chancellor, I take great pleasure in presenting the recipient of the University Medal in the Faculty of Engineering and Information Sciences for 2023. University Medal is for outstanding performance and is awarded to the highest achieving students as determined by their academic performance across the entire undergraduate degree. For the University Medal in the Faculty of Engineering and Information Sciences, and for the bachelor degrees. For the Bachelor of Science Advanced Honors in 2023, Kian Ruffley.
We will be continuing with the presentation of awards shortly. I would now like to introduce our musical item for today. It's my pleasure to introduce Sandon Groves. Sandon is currently studying his honours in psychology here at the University of Wollongong. He's a local musician who has been performing at weddings, venues and events for the past 5 years. Please join me in welcoming Sandon, who is going to perform Believe.
No matter how hard I try, you keep pushing me aside and I can't break through. There's no talking to you. It's so sad that you're leaving. It takes time to believe it. And after all you said and done, you're gonna be the lonely one. No, do you believe in love after love? I can feel something inside me say, I really don't think you're strong enough now. What am I supposed to do? Just sit around and wait for you, and I can't do that. Oh, there's no turning back. I need time to move on. I need your love. enough to feel strong. And after all is said and done, you're gonna be the lonely one. No, do you believe in life after love? I can feel something inside me say, I really don't think you're strong enough now. Do you believe in life after love? I can feel something inside me say, I really don't think you're strong enough now. I don't need you anymore. 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 Do you believe in life after love? I can feel something inside me say, I really don't think you're strong enough now. Do you believe in life after love? Oh, I can feel something inside me say, I really don't think you're strong enough now.
Thank you.
We will now present the postgraduate awards for the Faculty of Engineering and Information Sciences.
Joshua Martin Brophy. Mohammed Adam Mohammed. James Sharpham. Kishore Kumar Barai. Andrew Jeffrey Marchant. Nisakan Essen. Anita Adegada. Wu Song Shen. Faheen Rahman Fiona. Jude Alphonse Xavier Frederick Jayasaline Rajan. Shitranch Hajwal. Mahesh Inakolu. Alan Bristow Jayasakar. Harish Koirala. Yanshin Lin. Harshali Ganesh Malbankar. Mohammed Abdullah Al Muqtadir. Gok Hai Nguyen. Murari Krishnan Santana Krishnan. Tanusri Sakar. Atinderpal Singh. Navjot Singh. Tanmay Sai Srinivas Sonapuram. Melina Tamang. Pritishma Tuladhar. Shivam Bhushan. Ravi Babu Chandrasekaran. Yonex Leonard. Cameron James McAvoy. Deepak Ravikumar Menon. Sarabpreet Singh. Jasmeet Singh Sodhi. Anne Nguyen. Richard Potsa. Manish Adhikari. Adarsh Unitan Ajit Kumar. Guru Prasad Ajit Kumar Rajasri. Al Rafi Akram. Rejoy Anthony. Kirtan Aryal. Ashwani. Blessy Rose Babu. Manjes Pista. Pawan Pratik Dawadi. Su Lei Fu. Nishal Giri. Jacob Putukeril Abraham. Alkesh Joza. Aloysius Joza. Divya Joy. Pradeep Mohanraj. Alexander Njelimakel George. Jitin Sebastian Overlil. Kuntal Patel. Alan Phillip. Ashik Pauloze. Ruchan Rai. Namrata Rajak. Pichu Sasikala Sundar. Virapriya Senthil Kumar. Muhammad Talha Shaukat. Amit Shej. Erida Shrestha. Subhash Sankar Suresh. Deep Suresh Bhai Tejani. Shanjai Tirishen Gude Gurasami. Vedang Trivedi. Warapote Tungiti Plakon. Tahera Tun Ferdus Irmi. Akil Vageze. Vinit Vageze. Hadaik Mohammed Wani. Gonzalo Emilio Zabaletto Arias. Xingrang Sheng. Anne Modayil. Hannah Basil. Pranay Singh Bayas. Putichai Buntawisawad. Sidik Olawati Malehin Fashugba. Milan Gurung. Harshit Kalra. Hem Rajesh Kotari. Taranga Madhusanka Matangarira. Kavindi Rakmali Sahabandu. Carlos Matthias Santillan. Manju Sharma. Tarushi Amaya Surya Rashti Dona. Ashwin Vinod Kumar. Tui Hugh Vo. Vrinda Lal. Adil Ur Rehman. Alan Christie Sowargo. Min Ann Tan. Shanjida Islam Chaudhry. Daljit Kaur. Deepesh Gurum. Hardeep. Mohammed Tariq al-Islam. Jasprit Kaur. Lakshmi Priyanka Kotta. Anu Patipalil Soni. Mashrit Ratchapali. Riazu Rahman. Dilshari Nirikshika Ranasinghe. Sania Sanjeev. Mihit Sharma. Gurdeep Kaur Sidhu. Ferry Susanto. Ravali Tadaka. Ellen Totatusari Devasi. Dipankar Baral. Hui Yan Phúc. Karandawala Walawe Indira Abaya Bandara Karandawala. Tang Xun Ng. Jing Sen. Ricky Shang. Nishie. Anne Mary Sebastian. Wit Yi Tun. Rashmi Nigam. Min Tui Truk Pham. Murat Ukan. Farhan Ali Khan.
Chancellor, I present to you from the Faculty of Engineering and Information Sciences for the Bachelor of Engineering Honors, Mustafa El-Osari. Chancellor, I present to you from the Faculty of Engineering and Information Sciences for the Master of Computer Science, Shruti Chetan Parma. Chancellor, I present to you from the Faculty of Engineering and Information Sciences for the Master of Engineering, Ricky Prakashabi Prajapati. Chancellor, I present to you from the Faculty of Engineering and Information Sciences for the Master of Health Informatics with distinction, Tinu George. It is now with great pleasure that I announce our doctoral award recipients today. Will the graduates who are to be presented with doctoral awards from the Faculty of Engineering and Information Sciences please stand? Chancellor, I present to you the doctoral graduates from the Faculty of Engineering and Information Sciences who, by reason of their thesis and other work at the university, have met requirements for admission to doctoral degrees.
And in the name of the Council, and by my authority as Chancellor, I confirm your admission to the doctoral degrees to which you're awarded.
Chancellor, I present to you for their doctoral degrees. For their study into developing fluid-coupled DEM model to capture micromechanical behavior of granular material during comb penetration testing under saturated conditions, Dr. Krishna Alukashmi. For the examination of engineered geopolymer composite, polyvinyl alcohol fibers, polyethylene fibers, graphene, nanoplatelet, strain hardening behavior and durability, Dr. Zia Lee. For the exploration of the capabilities of foam concrete incorporating recycled glass powder in the construction of lightweight precast panels, Dr. Ross Prandalos. For the exploration into the development of analytical methods of quantification for colistin and carbapenems, and study of their stability and degradation in wastewater, Dr. Alepsha Sharma. For the exploration into the heat and moisture performance of naturally ventilated wall systems in residential buildings in Australian climates, Dr. Jacqueline Thiem. For their study into developing a near real-time land use and transport model using high-frequency data, Dr. Tivia Priscilla Amalan. For their study into recommendations for the government and stakeholders for effective support for Indonesian SMEs, Dr. Farizal Lukman Budiono. For their study into improving self-driving systems testing using metamorphic relations in simulations for safer autonomous driving, Dr. Muhammad Iqbal. For the exploration of ethical methods to re-identify vehicles from images using artificial intelligence, Dr. Yan Chen. For their study into learning efficient and robust SPD visual representation for image classification, Dr. Saimunur Rahman. For their study into detecting 3 types of figurative language, sarcasm, metaphor, and satire using deep learning and contextual features, Dr. Mohammed Saifullah Razali. For their study into the effect of distortion on rectifiers using double Fourier integral to improve their accuracy when performing harmonic analysis, Dr. Raed Abdel Kadar. For their study into the development of novel adaptive robust assisted rehabilitation strategy to enhance the motor recovery of post-stroke patients, Dr. Mariam Butt. For their study of channel estimation solutions for 5G and 6G wireless communication systems, Dr. Kawaja Fahad Masood. For their exploration into broadening our understanding of and providing solutions to voltage regulation issues in photovoltaic-rich, low-voltage residential distribution networks, Dr. Ubaidar Rahman. For their study into how battery storage systems can improve the stability of electricity grids, Dr. Alexander Reyna. For their study into optimizing data rate and energy delivery in heterogeneous radio frequency harvesting networks, Dr. Muhammad Zishan Sarwar. For their study of cooperative strategies to manage power quality problems in microgrids, Dr. Edward James Smith. For their exploration into models of abstract operator algebras as algebras of sections of Fell bundles, Dr. Joel Alexander Zimmerman. For their study into resolution of anomalous acoustic propagation in still water, filled pipes at pressure due to temperature gradients, Dr. John Eugene Huff. For the examination into mechanisms of high temperature tribology and oxidation behavior of cost-effective high entropy alloys, Dr. Kern Fu Nguyen. For their exploration into the development of electronic skin for use in wearable prosthetic devices, Dr. Thomas Seal. For their study into rheological characteristics of shear thickening fluids and their applications in protective body armors, Dr. Vladimir Sokolovsky. For their study of high temperature thermal, tribological, and mechanical properties of high entropy alloys and alloys composites, Dr. Tri Din Vo. For their study of data-driven strategies for improved building energy management, Dr. Shinlei Zhou. For their exploration of the surface engineering of topological insulators through order-disorder transitions to manipulate the electronic transport, Dr. Abdulliken Bek. for their study into further developing, improving, and validating the Gen 4 physics component modeling atomic deactivation, Dr. Samir Barker. For their exploration into radiation detector systems for error detection in radiotherapy, Dr. Owen John Bryce. For their study into ultrasound-based energy conversion reactions for clean energy and environmental applications, Dr. Yumin Du. For the exploration into growth and characterization of potassium-sodium niobate single crystals, Dr. Peter John Kabakov. For the exploration into the development of multitask computer vision systems for assistive navigation in complex environments, Dr. Joshua Luke Thompson.
It now gives me great pleasure to introduce Jerry Swiegers to give the occasional address today. Jerry Swiegers is an Australian Research Council Industry Laureate Fellow at the University of Wollongong. He received his doctorate in 1991 from the University of Connecticut in the United States of America. Following postdoctoral work at the Australian National University, he joined the University of Wollongong in 1995. During 1998 to 2009, he was Principal Research Scientist at the Commonwealth Scientific and Industrial Research Organisation, CSIRO. In 2010, he returned to the University of Wollongong, specialising in the commercialisation of fundamental research and bridging the academia to industry gap. Professor Swiegers has founded 7 spin-off companies and licensed or sold 3 new technologies in the last 20 years. His commercialization activities have attracted an estimated $150 million in private investment thus far and several awards, including 2 DuPont Innovation Awards. He has published 2 scholarly books, 147 peer-reviewed scientific contributions, and 60 patent families comprising of 366 individual patent applications. He has participated in $24.5 million worth of successful, competitive academic grant funding. His inventions have found use in the pharmaceutical, apparel, casino chip, agricultural, automobile, energy, and other industries. Please join me in welcoming Jerry.
Chancellor, Deputy Vice-Chancellor, members of the university, graduates, distinguished guests, friends and family. I'd like to start by extending my heartfelt congratulations to each of you graduates on your graduation today from the University of Wollongong. This day is your day as you celebrate this important milestone in your life. A milestone that has undoubtedly been achieved only with great effort and sacrifice. All those long hours of work and study are today being rewarded. It gives me great pleasure to say to each and every one of you, well done, great job. Give yourself a pat in the back. You can be proud of your achievement. So please don't hold back. Enjoy yourself today with your parents, your partners, your families, and your friends. You deserve it. They deserve it. Many of them have supported you and sacrificed for you through this journey. Today is not just a milestone in your life. For many of you, most of you, It will be the start of a new era in your life. An era where you enter the workforce and become fully productive members of our community. In that role, you'll face many challenges that may be very different to those you faced at the University of Wollongong. As engineers and information scientists, we are all personally interested in and committed to technology. We recognize the power of technology and innovation to change our lives, our communities, and the world, to change them for the better. Examples are all around us. The printing press, going back a long time, light bulbs, airplanes, cars, the personal computer, access to information, medical advancements and vaccines, they all improved our world, and they continue to do so. The critical importance of technology and innovation is best illustrated for me by the breakthrough that Fritz Haber and Carl Bosch made in the production of synthetic fertilizer in the early 1900s. That innovation has allowed the global population to increase from 1.6 billion people in 1900 to almost 8 billion today. It's not well known that Haber and Bosch's synthetic fertilizer today supports about half of the human population. 100 years, more than 100 years after that discovery was made. In fact, 40 to 50% of the nitrogen in your body and my body comes from the synthetic fertilizer process. A large proportion of us in this room quite literally owe our very existence to Haber and Bosch. But with such very beneficial and positive outcomes of technology, there have also been negative ones. Global warming, atomic bombs, chemical and biological weapons, all the way down to ransomware, computer viruses, and technology addictions even. All of these damage and threaten the human condition. Technology and innovation is double-edged. It can benefit mankind truly enormously, but it can also injure it. And the choice to utilize technology and innovation for good or ill ultimately lies with those of us who, as engineers and information scientists, work with technology and innovation. It lies with each of us individually, but also with all of us collectively. We need to innovate. Heaven knows we have so many problems and so many opportunities that are just crying out for innovation. And the system and the means are there to innovate. The tools are in place to do so. But we as engineers and information scientists need to use our skills positively, ethically, with integrity, with a commitment to truth for the benefit of our communities and the world. We need to consciously choose positive innovation and technology that leaves the world in a better place, in a better state than it was before, be it large or small. So that is my call to you today. You may not think so, but you will have power. Not immediately perhaps, but one day, in the much nearer future than you may think. You may be able to change your community. You may be able to change the world. If you get that opportunity, grasp it. But commit to the positive, the beneficial, the good, and reject the negative, the damaging, and let's call it what it is, the evil. Google's former motto was, "Don't be evil." They later replaced it with, "Do the right thing." But however you put it, that challenge is shaping up and in fact is already starting to dominate all of our futures. As technology and innovation gathers pace, as it already is and will do even more so in the future, will it be overall positive or overall negative? That question is as relevant today as it ever was, and it's becoming increasingly so. I urge you, as the next generation of technologists, to commit to the positive, do the right thing, act ethically, with integrity, with a commitment to truth and to the mutual benefit. Stand against the negative. Technology and innovation provides us with the means to move to a very bright future, a future where global warming is overcome, where energy is no longer rationed, where human lifespan is no longer limited by aging, where abundance and prosperity reign. Buy into that future. That is the future we should be aiming at. And with that, I will conclude and wish one and all congratulations again. You've graduated from a university in the top 1% of universities globally. What could be better than that? Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Jerry, for those inspirational thoughts. I would now like to call on Kian Ruffley to give the vote of thanks on behalf of people graduating today. Kian's ambition and passion for studying and contributing to science originated from surviving childhood leukemia. As the first in his family to attend university, Kian successfully completed 2 degrees simultaneously, a Bachelor of Medical and Health Science and a Bachelor of Science with a major in biomolecular physics. Throughout his academic journey, Kian consistently earned a place on the Dean's Merit List across both faculties. Furthermore, his honours thesis achieved the highest mark to date in the School of Physics. Please warmly welcome Kian.
Chancellor, members of the university, distinguished guests, fellow graduates, family and friends. It is with immense honour that I stand before you today to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of my fellow graduates. Thank you, Mr. Swigers, for your insightful words today. As a scientist, I often ponder the fundamental question of life. Why are we here? What is our purpose in life if not to explore what truly matters to us as individuals? For me, university has provided a platform to explore these virtues. And for us graduates, university has been more than just late nights and textbooks. It has been an opportunity to delve into our curiosity, to cultivate new friendships, and to discover who we are and who we aspire to become. UOW has provided us with the gift of exploring what we find important. Firstly, on behalf of all the graduates, I would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to our dedicated teachers, university staff, and esteemed academics. Not only have you instilled a thirst for learning and a passion for discovery in all of us, but you have equipped us with the confidence to embrace challenges head on, propelling us to find solutions to questions that many don't even know to ask. I would also like to acknowledge the unsung heroes of our academic journey, our loved ones, family members, and friends. Your unwavering support, often unseen but deeply felt, is a priceless gift that we'll cherish forever. Therefore, I ask that, words truly fall short in expressing our gratitude to each and every one of you. Therefore, I ask that all graduates please stand and turn to their families and supporters and join me in applauding all those who have helped shape us into the successful graduates we are today. And finally, my fellow graduates, I want to thank you all. You have made the past few years the most humbling, stressful, and yet enjoyable years of my life thus far. Today, we leave this hall not just as graduates, but as torchbearers of knowledge, agents of change, and architects of a better tomorrow. And on that note, I congratulate and wish us all one thing: the good luck to pursue what we personally believe is worth pursuing. Thank you.
Thank you, Kian. Graduates, families and friends, Colleagues, we are coming to the close of our ceremony today. We now wish to share with you our graduation video. We hope this video will encourage you all to reflect on the infinite moments that have led to where we are all sitting today.
Everything we've done has led towards today. But graduation seems singular. After all, it's one day, one degree, one end and one beginning. Think about it this way though. If we divide today by 4 years,
or 5 years,
or 3 years, or 8 years,
the equation becomes clearer. Because today isn't just an event or a graduation or a moment of change. It's what we've created through 24 subjects.
11 all-nighters.
357 books read.
54 5,000-word essays.
40 monologues critiqued.
154 films watched.
And 4 films made. Let's be real though. Our experience is way bigger than just the classroom. You've got to factor in
665 hypotheses,
6 heated dramas,
2 semesters abroad, 5 new cultures experienced,
12 concerts attended,
843 waves ridden,
169 hours lounging around,
17 dance parties,
2 major heartbreaks, and more lifelong friendships than we can count.
When we take those experiences, the long days, late nights and early mornings into the equation, we realise that graduation at the University of Wollongong isn't just some singular thing.
That it's a transition from finding our purpose
to changing our world with the purpose we found. That our passport to the future has been stamped
with the mark of a globally respected education.
And most importantly, we realise the moments that led up to this are
a tapestry,
a symphony,
an equation,
a 65,000-year-old history.
We realise that though today is a single moment, graduation is much bigger than any one day. Because, like an algorithm made up of bits of code,
or a building built from many bricks, or a community built from many different people, today is the result of our
experiments,
experiences,
tests,
trials,
and victories.
So that's what we celebrate today. Not the cap, not the gown, but the infinite number of moments we shared at the University of Wollongong.
And so it's left to me now to close. We've witnessed something very special here today, something that will take a lot of people forward in their lives to something very special. They have thanked you, and I'd like to now acknowledge all the parents, friends, supporters, families, to stand in their places and acknowledge them. So let's stand and give them a big round of applause. Thank you very much. I'd like to thank the students and staff who volunteered their time to assist with this today, and to thank, of course, our mace bearer. We are incredibly proud to celebrate our graduates, and in doing so, we'd like to invite everybody to join us under the marquee outside for refreshments to continue the celebration and congratulations. Our mace bearer will lead the procession, followed by the graduates and then our important guests. So please be patient, stay in your seats. You'll be directed by ushers and we'll be leaving row by row. Congratulations once again to all our graduates, and I'm happy now to declare this ceremony closed.